This story is called Wondering Why My Wonder Suit Ain't There. Wouldn't you know it, she had to go and see the damn Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition just before she went to find a new suit of her own this season. Did she need to be reminded she was, shall we say politely, a woman of size? She always wondered why there were racks of swimwear to pick from, but she'd come home empty-handed. This year was no exception. No matter what she tried on, a wonder suit to complement her full figure could not be found. As she looked, she browsed with the entire selection, but she couldn't stop thinking about what those beguiling, nearly pornographic images in the magazine looked like. Who even cared what those indecent Jezebels wearing practically nothing but a string were wearing, she asked herself. Why even begin to compete with those sirens of seduction who made her own femininity seem so unworthy, she mused. It was absolutely, unequivocally irrational to identify with the licentious images with their comely looks and erotic poses. Was she bewitching and provocative too? Hell no. Someone should be held accountable for endeavoring to solicit such male bliss, she deliberated. Mulling it over, she believed she could never tantalize a man with her full figure in a swimsuit the way those amorous slender vamps on the pages could. No matter how unrealistic the illusory images were, it didn't seem to matter. She was stuck in the odyssey of her mind trying to find a swimsuit between sexy and seductive, just like them, but to no avail. After trying all of the suits on the rack in her size, it became clear to her that none of them produced the wonder she was hoping for. Her wonder suit was simply not there, and she would sadly remain a slave to her own sense of inferiority all summer. Unless, she thought insistently, unless she fought back. She may be coming home from her shopping trip without a swimsuit in hand, but she would not return home without her dignity. Right then and there, she had the strangest remedial notion. She stood there, bewildered by her thoughts of imagining she lived in the 1600s, when the classical painter Rembrandt was alive. As she recalled, he preferred to paint the more voluptuous and fleshly, entirely in the nude, and that plus-size model became the standard of beauty women tried to live up to everywhere. They just stood there in the room stark naked. They were full-figured and unashamed, just waiting for his masterpiece to unfold. If she had her way, she'd be belligerent. She'd tell all of the slender, tantalizing temptresses in the Sports Illustrated edition that not a one of them would be included in this portfolio today. And the more she thought about being sassy and telling the titillating tramps in bikinis off, the funnier it got. Who were they to provoke her to feel foolish in a swimsuit? Just then she felt mischievous. An erroneous tune popped into her head. Out of nowhere, a little ditty burst forth. She wished she could unleash all of her indignation and sing it triumphantly to them face to face. No matter. This valiant moment would have to suffice. Suddenly, right there in the dressing room, in spite of all the discarded suits at her feet, she sang a victorious impromptu version loudly. I tell ya, gals, long time ago, although today a mystery, the women men found beautiful were handy throughout history. Full was more voluptuous, small did not cost painting, large was more erotic, and you wound up in a painting. There. That's all she had to say about that. One moment of glory was all that was necessary to make her smile at her image in the mirror. She may have left the store without a wonder suit that day, but she found her pride in her appearance after all. Heary, heary, a toast to the heavy. Here's to the forming an allegiance with the women of more bountiful proportions, she thought. And here's to saying goodbye to unrealistic images of beauty all the days of our lives. Cheers! Wondering Why My Wonder Suit Ain't There, sung to the tune of Walking in a Winter Wonderland. My shape's changed. It's appalling. Rearranged. Feel like bawling. So put the suit back, grab more from the rack. wondering why my wonder suit ain't there. Suck it in, for it's clearer. Tuck it in, it's the mirror. In fluorescent lights, I never look right, wondering why my wonder suit ain't there. I could truly use some liposuction. Stuff is falling where it don't belong. A tummy tuck won't even solve the problem. My derriere explodes outside this thong. I'll forgo the bikini and accept I'm not teeny, more bulges than most. I'm white as a ghost, wondering why my wonder suit ain't there. I would look much better if I was tan. Surely that eliminates some weight. Maybe this suit's simply not my style. Or maybe it's the rules of that I hate. Well, there's always next season. Things might change for some reason. From now until then, me and my fat end are wondering why my wonder suit ain't there.